Hey guys, so today I am going to be doing a book review on Beast, A Tale of Love and Revenge by Lisa Jensen. I received this ARC solicited from Candlewick Press in exchange for an honest review, and that is what I intend to give you. This is a young adult fantasy, and it is of course a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and you guys should know how much I love Beauty and the Beast. I love Beauty and the Beast, like I love it so much. I love it so much. So that is why I went and sought out an ARC of this book, because I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. The story is told in first-person narration from the perspective of Lucy, a young woman who has recently left her modest home behind to work for the estate of Jean-Loup Chevalier de Beaumont. That is a mouthful. That's not even his whole name, by the way. Yeah. French people really like to have a lot of names, which is cool, but they're very hard to pronounce. Upon arriving, Lucy is greeted by the rest of the help with just coldness and scorn. They look down on her. The head of house is very snobby and cold towards her despite being her aunt by marriage, and nobody seems to cut Lucy any slack. Lucy spends her days cleaning the grand estate, and she really just spends her life wishing the days to go by faster and faster, until one day she lays eyes on Jean-Loup. From the outside, Jean-Loup seems to be just perfection. He's beautiful, he's athletic, and he's just renowned in his household. And Lucy becomes very much obsessed with him, going out of her way to try to get glimpses of him, to serve him, to do anything she can just to be near him. But all of the fantasies that Lucy has about Jean-Loup being a great man quickly crumble when she finds out what a beast he really is. Now, I have to give a trigger warning and let everyone know that this book has a very graphic sexual assault scene, and that assault is Jean-Loup forcing himself upon Lucy. Before I go into more details about my thoughts on that, which trust me, you will hear plenty of, I'm going to continue on with the synopsis and then get into that. After Lucy's assault, she just becomes a shell of who she was. She sees that her virtue has been taken from her and she feels like she's now worthless. Yet she continues to work for Jean-Loup until one day she meets a woman that the townspeople call a witch and confides in the woman about her sexual assault. I think you guys get the gist of what happens next. The witch curses Jean-Loup into the beast that he truly is, and it's like, you know, it's the Beauty and the Beast story, except the circumstances which led to Jean-Loup's transformation are much more sinister than they are in the Disney films. So the first thing that I obviously have to talk about is the sexual assault. This is not something that I was expecting going into this book. I mean, I saw that it was a tale of love and revenge, but I did not expect a 2-page graphic rape scene to be in a young adult fantasy retelling of Beauty and the Beast. And I was horrified to find it. I picked this up a month ago, and then I put it down for about 3 weeks. And then I couldn't decide if I was going to finish it or not, but I finally decided to do so because I did receive this book for review and I wanted to see it through to the end. Having said that, I knew from the beginning that nothing in this story was going to redeem Jean-Loup's actions. Nothing was going to redeem this man's assault of this woman. No magical transformation could ever make what he did right in my eyes. Character-wise, every female character in this book is so incredibly one-dimensional, and I just felt like, really? Why do they have to be so boring? And part of me was thinking, okay, I think some people would argue that this was what women had to be like in these days, blah, blah, blah. But then I got to thinking, no, George R.R. Martin, a man, can write completely believable, strong, and complex female characters set in a medieval setting. So why can't this author? As previously mentioned, Jean-Loup, he's a horrible, disgusting character, and I suppose he was well written because every time I read about him, I felt sick to my stomach, but that doesn't make this book any better. There are themes of spirituality, revenge, acceptance, and forgiveness, none of which I can condone. Without giving too much away, the author provides a twist on the story between Beast and Jean-Loup, and through that twist, she basically tries to redeem him of the horrible sexual assault that he forced upon Lucy. And I wasn't having it. I mean, guys, I'm wearing this shirt for a reason. I wasn't here for this book at all. I thought the author's attempts to redeem this horrible character were awful. And spoiler alert, in the end, Lucy falls in love with her rapist. I'm getting so mad remembering this book and talking about this book, but I want to continue on with my review just like I would any other review. So finally, I'm going to talk about the writing. I did not like the writing in this book whatsoever, and it wasn't because it was not well written necessarily, but it was like the author was trying so hard to be periodically correct that she just couldn't make dialogue convincing. Was it realistic? Yes. The people in this book spoke the way I would imagine people in pre-revolutionary France to speak. Was it convincing? No. The dialogue was so awkward. In conclusion, what I have to say about this book is that I really, really disliked it. And with a lot of books, especially books with plots that interest me, like this, I can see the plot and I can think, okay, the plot may have not been executed to my liking, but I can still see, what the author was trying to do. I absolutely cannot say that about this book. There was no right way that anyone could execute this storyline because it was so foul to begin with. You can't redeem a rapist. You can't make your main character fall in love with the rapist. I cannot even believe that this book got published, and I'm kind of angry that it did. Needless to say, Beast, A Tale of Love and Revenge by Lisa Jensen received 1 star from me. And that's only because I have to give a 1 star on Goodreads because I feel like this book is just 0 stars. But again, I had to give it a rating, so this is a 1-star read. This is my first 1-star read of the year, and I think it's actually my first 1-star read of all time. And this is without a doubt the harshest book review that I have ever given, but I don't care. I have to be honest with you guys. And this is just not worth your time. It wasn't worth my time. It's not worth your time. And that's just how I feel. So yeah, this was a pretty intense review to give. I mean, I've given bad reviews before to books that I didn't enjoy, but this was a book that I really, really, really detested. So yeah. In the comments below, I would love for you guys to let me know what you thought of this book if you have read it. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions, and I feel very strongly about mine, but I would also be interested in hearing yours as well. Alright guys, so that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one.